$1,440 USD, and that comes after the 11th day. And look out for the second HappyBox sale, which is happening right now. All right, there's a link in the description to take you to that marketplace. So have fun, stay happy, and enjoy farming with HappyLand. Hey, what is going down, farmers? Welcome to another video brought to you by Salad Ventures, Captain Aqua, back for another look at HappyLand. That's right, for those of you who are aware, we ran a Salad Academy course for the basics of HappyLand during the community testnet. We ran campaigns during said community testnet as well. And right now, officially, the game is on the mainnet, on the Binance Smart Chain Network. You can see that we are all equipped with the necessities for you to start your farming journey. And it is through this series of videos that we are going to showcase the gameplay experience and also the expected ROI broken down for you in numbers so that you have a good understanding on how to begin your farming experience and, more importantly, start to play and rapidly earn. Okay, so as we grow our harvest and of course grow your cryptocurrency pool, the basic necessities to start off first would be your HappyBox. And for this particular HappyBox itself, it is purchased as part of the auctions that they will be putting up in the very near future. All right, so this is one of the recommended ways to do this. You could also purchase land individually, but essentially you will need to have land, and you will also need to have your BNB for gas purposes. You will need to have your HappyLand tokens known as HPL, and you will also earn HPW during your farming experience, and you will also need HPW to make some purchases that you'll get to see later on, you know, whether it's for seeds, whether it's for fertilizer. You're going to need all three of these tokens, all right? So later in the video, we're going to be doing a breakdown of what was our starting cost like, HappyBox included, BNB included, HPL included, and HPW as well, and how much we were able to earn during this window, and of course, to look at that expected ROI. So the way we like to do things with Salad Ventures videos, I personally like to experience the game and learn more about it while recording, all right? So we get a very natural, we get a very splendid experience in that regard to gaining that knowledge about the play to earn metaverse. So we have the HappyBox here all set to go, and I'm gonna open up and see what's inside. Okay, so here we go. This is the expected gas. All right, you can see that it's a very minute amount compared to what I have in there. That's approximately a little over 10 US dollars. What I've placed inside my MetaMask wallet, and that is for 0.0284, and we spent about 0.014, I believe. So now we're down to 0.027. All right, so that's only a very small amount, and we have gotten the Highland. Yay! This is the 1864 Highland. So this is your NFT land that we have just picked up. All right, so tremendous. We go over to the inventory, and the land is here. All we need to do is to approve this. This gas is going to be a lot cheaper, right? Three zeros there, so 0.000337. That is done, right? We have already approved that. We just had to hit the connect wallet again. That is definitely not an issue. There is an option to transfer this as well, right? That's very interesting. And this would probably allow you to send it to somebody else's BSC wallet address. Very fun. So now that we are officially set, right, this is really all we need to do. Okay, and then we just need to hit the play button. But first, we want to approve the lands. We need to synchronize the lands. I'm sure most of the networks are also going to give you a very, very fair rate, right? So this is what you can expect in regards to spending for gas, whether it's the BSC network, whether it's the Polygon network, whether it's the Avalanche network. You're not going to expect to have to burn a lot of money with the gas, right? You can see that this slightly over 10 USD worth of BNB is going to go a long way. I didn't synchronize it. I approved it first, And then there is a synchronization that will kick in, all right? And this is going to cost me a little bit more. Yeah, it's going to cost me a little bit more gas here. I think that's done. The land has already been synchronized. Ta-da! It has appeared here. Okay. And then what we want to do is we want to go to the wallet. And we want to approve both the HPL. All right. This is going to cost a little bit more BNB. No biggie. Okay, we're going to synchronize this. We're going to go for max. All right, just to get the experience done. Well, it seems like we can't do max, all right? So I tell you what we're going to do. We're just going to drop it down to 400. And then we're going to put this down to 500. Ta-da! 400 HPL, 500 HPW. Okay, so here it is, all right? You're looking at play.happyland.finance, all right? So that's where you need to go. We're going to punch in the username. And together with the password. All right, here it is. Here it is, okay? Okay, so we had to sort out that little buzz there. All right, so you might have noticed there was a little cut in the video. Just fair warning. The volume settings are quite high when you start the game for the first time. All right, so try to bring your volume down very, very low. Prior to that, you can see that my browser volume now, we're looking at 2, right? That's 2 out of 100, just so that we have a very decent volume for me to record this video as well. So you can see that we need to start with buying seeds in the agricultural store. All right, you can plant the seeds there, but you need to have a plot of land. All right, if you want to speed up the harvest, you can buy fertilizer, and then there will be animals as well that you can purchase. We'll talk a little bit more about the animals later, but they go basically into the cage. To the different areas where pertaining to that particular animal, right? So you can see chickens, pigs, goats. I think there should be one for cows as well. Maybe no cows for the highland. And then everything goes into the warehouse, all right, which is more or less the barn. And you have your orders here, right? So let's jump into it and start to earn, right? This one over here is your reward button. And yep, that's about it. We are all set to go. Here we are at the highland. Okay, so we got a total of 8 plots. Okay, so that's the expectation for the highland. So what you want to do is you want to click here, and you need to buy yourself a plot. Okay. I don't have the HPL required to buy mythical. All right, so let's see. I think the logical thing is to buy 4 of the commons, all right? So that's what I'm gonna do. Okay. Here's one. Here's another one. Here's the 3rd one. And that's the 4th one. Okay, there goes my HPL. So the deployment is done here. And I will deploy this one too. You can see that we are just shoveling it into the ground. That's your deployment. Let's get another one in there. Outstanding. Let me see what this button is. Oh, this is so nice. A nice little dashboard that we got here. Ooh, you can change my avatar as well. I want to be the guy with the mustache. I am trying to grow a little bit of a beard. Yes, a very weak attempt at doing so, I must say. But yeah, there is a land option there where you can go and check out the other lands that you got. There's a settings option where you can lower the music and the sound effects. We won't need to do that now because we have already adjusted our browser. But yeah, if you want to maintain your browser volume, you can just lower the setting here and then bring it back up in your sound settings. Okay, but we will skip that for now, and we will go immediately into the purchasing of the seeds. Right. Let's go about it 2 ways, okay? Let's get ourselves 2 of the corn and get ourselves 2 of the wheat. All right, you can see that they have different costings, right? So the profits that you are going to get from the corn would probably be more than the wheat. All right, and we have spent that. All you need to do is click the plot of land, and then what we need to do is to just take this and drag it over both, all right? So you see the corn has been deployed on both plots of land, all right? And we grab the wheat and do the same thing, right? That's done. And then what we can expect very, very soon is to, in fact, water and remove the caterpillars from our harvest, all right? There is an option here. It looks like an option to dig out your seeds, okay? And I don't think they're gonna return you the seeds, all right? So this is not something that I want to test out now with my HPW being at a fixed amount. So probably when we are a lot richer, we could come back to this. But for now, we are just sort of standing by and awaiting that first action for our little 6-hour timer that we got here. 4 hours for the corn, 6 hours for the wheat. All right, so the wheat is longer as well to wait for. All right, so this is the fun part. You can actually buy the fertilizer, and that is what will reduce your waiting time. All right, so we're gonna go ahead and do that. We're gonna go and buy 4 of these. All right. And I am going to grab this bag and just go over all 4 of the plots. You can see the fertilizer has been opened, and that has been put down. All right, so you can see now that it is 2 hours left, and over here we got 3 hours and 35 minutes left. All right, so let's sit tight and see what awaits us. Let me go and take a look at the animals as well. One chicken is gonna cost me 110. So I think I'm gonna sit tight for now because I know I'm gonna have to feed them, and that's gonna cost me HPW too. All right, so we're gonna compute our earnings here. Okay, so back to the drawing board, right? What we did here, we have to make a little spreadsheet. All right, so that's what I'm gonna do. So this first harvest, total cost is whoa, here they are. Okay, here we go. Click here, watering can, swipe up, and oh no, I forgot to take a look at my previous HPW balance. Okay, I'll need to check that. Okay, I can confirm, ladies and gentlemen, and I'm sure you can too, obviously, because you have the ability to move that video slider back just to witness that it was 1 HPW for each crop that I watered. All right, so I don't know whether is that an indication that I could apply the second bag of fertilizer. All right, I'm gonna see, but obviously this total cost panel still needs to be put down a little bit more. And then we do, all right, and that's 4 HPW. So there you have it. Our total cost at the moment. Let's add that up. 116 plus 48 plus 56 plus 4. All right, so total cost at the moment, all right, is 224 HPW. All right. Why not? Let's get this checked out. Okay, current price of HPL, we are at 0.3225. all right, so for the sake of the video, we are it just dropped a bit. We are evaluating this. Okay, times 400. That was my total spend. $128.92. My HPL investment thus far. Now, this is not including the HappyBox, all right? So we'll have to add that in. I will highlight that towards the end of the video. One caterpillar has just showed himself, and that just cost me 1, all right? So the caterpillar is gone. Removal of caterpillar. All right, that's 1 HPW. Okay, here we have the current price of HPW. It's about 9 cents. Aha, I told you we'll be ready for him. And we're right on the money. Number 4. And there you go. 4 plus 4 plus 56 plus 48 plus 116. 2 corn seeds, 2 wheat seeds, 4 bags of 40% fertilizer, 4 watering of crops, and 4 removal of caterpillars. Okay, so that's where we are at right now. All right, guys, look what I found as we were counting down the times to our crop harvest, right? And what I've discovered is that you are not able to put down the other bag of fertilizer just yet because we haven't done our second round of watering and our second round of caterpillar removal. But here's the deal. We got a wonderful dashboard for your plant information. Look at that. Set an alarm, ladies and gentlemen, because you want to get on top of this ASAP. And what I'm going to do for myself, and of course a big shout out to the developers, is that they have integrated this to your current time. It is going to be 2:40 p.m. and 32 seconds in sunny Singapore when I need to water my corn, and then a few minutes later water the wheat as well. All right, so what I'm going to do, set an alarm for 1440, and that will give me 30 seconds to log on and catch the watering act in time. All right, so that's my first alarm. Second alarm that I need to set is for 2:55. All right, so you're gonna have a ton of alarms if you have a ton of land and a ton of crops, because you need to get on top of this to maximize your gains. All right, so there's a little bit of management, a little bit of fun to make you an actual farmer in this digital space. That's cool. That's brilliant. I have 3 alarms. Alarm 1 is for the watering of all the crops. Alarm 2, 15 minutes later, is for the catching of the first set of worms belonging to the corn crop. And 3:42, the next worms to catch in the wheat crops. And then a confirmation whether we need to water our wheat for the 3rd time. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, it looks like the first alarm is set to go off, and that is going to be for none other than our watering of the corn crops happening at precisely 2:40 p.m. and 32 seconds. And then 2 minutes later, we have to water the second crop. And then 1 minute, 30 seconds later, we have to water both the wheat crops, all right? And I'm assuming that we could fertilize them after that. But I may not want to spend the 4 bags that I just purchased. I may want to save them for the next harvest. All right, and then we'll have to sit tight for a moment to wrap up with the next catching of worms. Round 2 and round 3. There's the alarm. There's the alarm. All right, and we are just 32 seconds away now. We'll see whether this refreshes automatically, or do we need to perform the old trick of going out to our land selection and then back. All right, I'm guessing we will find out. Looks like the watering indicator is here. And yeah, you can do it all on the dashboard there. So that's what I did. And I dropped down to 215. All right, gonna have to see this one again just to see whether it appears. It will in 2 minutes. Okay, so in anticipation of me having to water each crop twice and removing of the caterpillars twice as well, that's 8 HPW for each action. Again, we are still waiting to find out whether we need to water the corn crops or the wheat crops for a 3rd time. All right, that is still pending, because you can see that this is done. 2-2, it's done. And this has 1/3. So we'll have to see once we actually water this, right? Once we actually water this, we will get to see whether it is done or not, whether there's a new time. You can see that the next watering time here is indicated as 4:02 p.m. All right, but that is not going to matter because the harvest time for this is at 3:41 p.m. All right, so maybe this is just a default calculation for you on the dashboard. Let's wait and see. Okay, so I ducked out and I came back in again. Ah, there we go. Okay, I got it. And you can see that for the corn, we're clear. And we're only sitting tight for the catching of the worm. And then they officially should be okay. All right. And there you go, guys. The second option to fertilize them again is here. But to save an hour, you know what? For the sake of this experiment, I'm not going to fertilize them. I am not. But I am able to fertilize the wheat though. That is interesting. That is interesting. I'm able to fertilize the wheat. Let's take a look here. For the plant information, the wheat is available for watering there. So this is where we'll get to find out, right? I'd rather do the ducking out thing again because I like the animation. Okay, and you can see it's there. Alright, 2 HPW. And then we go back to the plant information, the moment that we've all been waiting for. And I think it's a confirmation. Yes. You do need to water your wheat for that third time. And now there is a slight temptation here for me to spend my fertilizer and see my profits for the wheat. Alright, and I can even potentially skip the catching of the worms. I might not though. I might not though. If I reduce the time, alright, because we're looking at 2 hours. If I reduce the time, it's probably gonna give us an hour left, which will still require me to catch those worms. Very interesting. There's a lot to consider here, and I'm very excited to showcase the results. We are standing by for the catching of the worms. That is going to be in about 10 minutes. And then we're done with our corn action. Alright, we are done with our corn action. We still need to water the wheat for a third time. And we do have an hour's wait ahead of us to catch those worms for the wheat crop as well. So for now, we will sit tight. We will not spend the 4 bags of fertilizer that I'm holding on to. I'm going to save that for the next crop. Alright, and we'll see what our total profits are going to be like. Don't go anywhere. Alrighty then, the moment of truth for one particular harvest, and that is going to be the corn. We're going to be using the animation, of course, because we love it. And we pick up 40 just like that. So that's a total of 80. I'm assuming that is 100% yield because of how committed we were to that process of watering and removing of caterpillars. So if I were to go into my plant info board, you can see that the corn is taken away from the list. And again, we did confirm this earlier in the video about the third session of watering. That is coming up in about 15 minutes time. And then we would have about a 30-minute wait before we can harvest them, all right? And then we'll be able to come to a full conclusion about the earnings. But I am very, very, very eager to sell these off and see how much HPW I'm gonna get. Now, I love this part here. Inventory seeds, inventory fertilizers. This was something that we suggested during the community testnet. So again, kudos to the developers for adding this to their platform. And of course, right now you can see here that it's going to be 2 HPW per corn. All right, so that's going to yield us a total of 160 HPW. Okay, so that's gone right there into the bottom. You guys can't see it. I gotta get out of the way. How do I do that? I should remove myself. Yes. Ta-da! 160 is now in my rewards bag. And I'm gonna bring myself back. Okay, great. So we are actually in pretty good shape. Now we are down 78. Alright, so we're down 78. So whatever we earn above 78 is in fact going to be our profit. All right, so we will get back to all of you once we are done with that corn. All right, so sit tight. Oh wait, the wheat. The corn is done. We're waiting for the wheat. All right, the final step in regards to our wheat crops. The third, watering act, thus confirming the higher costs to maintain your wheat crop. All right, so that is in 43 minutes away, and we'll be back to see its yield and our total profits for our very first HappyLand harvest. Once more, this stands as accurately as possible. 10 HPW for the watering of crops. That is 8 HPW for the removal of caterpillars. 2 extra HPW for the watering of crops thanks to the wheat that required a third round of watering. Hey guys, had to scoot back home, so I am not at the office studio, hence the hat being missing and of course the change of shirt. But we are in fact completing what we set out to do from the start of the day, and that is to settle once more the total earnings for that very first harvest before we moved on to our second batch, which we are currently growing right now. So the magic number that we were looking for was to see the revenue generated from the wheat. And I dare say, because of the flush numbers that we were able to get with the 80 corn and the 60 wheat, I think that was the maximum yield for both of those crops, alright? So what we have, of course, done is collected the 60 wheat, gone about selling them for 87 HPW, alright? So, of course, bringing our total rewards to 247, alright? Now, when we are to refer to the breakdown, alright, the cost, in fact, was 238, alright? So giving us a return of 9 HPW in profit. Now, I know this might be a little bit alarming in regards to the low value after the day's work, but I did make a very crucial mistake, and that was to purchase the 40% fertilizers. Now, that actually helped me to save a little bit of time. That is without a doubt. However, it does take a huge hit on the profits, all right? So what we are going ahead with is a second round of harvest, all right? With the cost of the corn, 4 corns, we are looking at 58 HPW per seed for a total cost of 232, with 8 actions of watering the crops and 8 actions of removing of the caterpillars, bringing us to a grand total of 248 HPW in terms of costs. Now, the expected revenue from the corn would be 160 times 2 HPW for 320. That is if we get the 100% yield. And you can see the vast difference when it comes to your profits, all right? So I'm going to push through and see how close to the 100% mark that we can get, all right? So currently right now, they have already been delivered their first set of watering and the first set of worms. Now, the problem with the wheat that you saw earlier, right, guys, is that it takes a little bit more time to grow the wheat, and it takes a little bit more watering as well. So there are extra steps for the wheat, and I don't think the gains are there in regards to their time, all right? So I think mathematically it could make sense if you have a lot of plots. I have not gone down to that calculation, but it is my belief that the corn system is going to reward us fairly easily and a lot more as well. So we started about, you can see 30 minutes ago. So it's going to be a 4-hour cycle. Every 4 hours, you can generate approximately $6.50 USD worth of HPW. So if you were to set yourself around the clock, right, to put yourself on a 24-hour window, that is potentially 8 times that you could rotate with corn without any fertilizer as well. And that is going to be 52 US dollars a day, all right? 52 US dollars a day, all right? And that is pretty phenomenal. Now I'm a little bit bummed out that I staked my 100 HPL for 52 weeks. I may actually look to put in some HPL from the company coffers, because just based on 4 plots, and if you maximize that return, again, 52 USD worth of HPW
with HPW now at 9 cents. If it continues to go up, that's going to be a lot more significant earnings. All right, so I'm going to come back with the final revelation to this day one experience video, and that is going to be after I take care of these 4 corn crops. I'll see you in a bit. Okay, it's been a day, and this is the final step that we got, building up to a quick announcement that we have brought to you, of course, from both Salad Ventures and HappyLand. We have the final 4 crops that we're going to slice and dice, and we're going to see what is the return. And it looks like that is 100% yield, just like before earlier in the day. And the main concept that you need to be aware of is the on-time watering and removal of caterpillars. It seems that the fertilizers will have no say in the yield production, but only the amount of time that is taken for the crops to actually be ready for harvest. All right, so you can see that again, we got 160. Right, so absolutely spot on in the projections earlier. That is going to be 320 HPW, and we're confirming that right here. So fantastic. All right, that all goes into our rewards bag, and right now we are looking at approximately 567 HPW. All right, so the thing that we need to check on once we return is going to be for the claimable time, which is going to be in just a couple of days, 1:08 p.m. on the 18th. All right, so I do have 567, which is claimable. But when I go ahead and click the claim button, you can see that the gas is not going to allow the deal to go through because it is not yet ready for claiming. All right, so don't go and confirm that, because you're going to be throwing away that BNB. That's a very high amount. That is 0.38. All right, so that is almost 200 USD. So you are definitely not spending that to claim. So just be very, very mindful of that in regards to this aspect. So it's going to be a day or two before I can actually get back into the game, but so far there's a very clear indication towards being able to earn back your initial investment. All right, and how I can break it down is quite simple with this particular map in mind. Okay, so let's say you have this HappyBox, all right, and HappyLand is having this announcement today. It's probably just out as we have launched this video. They are having a second sale of the HappyBox, all right? So it's $280, and there is going to be a percentage chance for you to get the higher grade lands, all right? So this is the high land, is the most basic tier, and there's a 5% chance that you might get a Euphoria, which is the most rare. It's the legendary mystical land that will allow you to enjoy abundance of crops, all right? But let's just look at the highland, all right? Let's say you just end up with $280 and with the box, and of course with the highland, all right? And what we want to mention, or rather highlight, right, is that for 4 plots of land, that is 128.92. Let's just round it up for the sake of this video, okay? And essentially you are taking this plus 130 plus 130, right? $130 is the cost in HPL for 4 plots of land. That's all common, all right? So we multiply that by 2, that's 8, and that is going to be 260, all right? So in total, what we're looking at is an initial investment of $540, and that is excluding the HPW that you will need to have to start your journey, all right? So let's say you have about 500. So if we take that 500 times, currently we're looking at 9 cents, we're going to get ourselves $45, all right? So let's just add that to this current investment pool, all right? And you're looking at $585, okay? So if you have 8 plots of land every 4 hours, generating 640 HPW, all right? And realistically, okay, that profit, once again, is going to be 72, all right? 72 every 4 hours, 144 with the 8 plots, all right? We take that and we multiply that by 4. Let's be realistic, over a 16-hour period, okay? 144 HPW, 576 HPW a day. which is going to be your $52, like we mentioned before. All right, so you don't have to play around the clock. $52 for harvest, and we're just talking about the corn only. You are looking at approximately 11 days. All right, 11 days ROI at $52 a day. All right, and then subsequently, you're just gonna be making that $52 a day just like that. All right, that's 300, or rather, that's gonna be $360 a week. All right, and that adds up to a very tidy amount. Yes, that adds up to a very tidy amount. $1,440 USD, and that comes after the 11th day. All right, and this is the most basic breakdown, the most basic land, the most common plot, and the basic seed. All right, and you're already looking at these kind of returns. Okay, I want you to explore more for yourself and let us know about your experience in the comments below. We're going to be building this, of course, day by day. And of course, we're looking forward to the experience as well. One side note is that you might want to start out with a little bit more HPW compared to me, so that you can make up for the claiming period, which for now I assume is about 2 days. All right, and look out for the second HappyBox sale, which is happening right now. All right, there's a link in the description to take you to that marketplace. So have fun, stay happy, and enjoy farming with HappyLand. Bye bye.